Happy Manga Monday. So I'm here sitting on my floor about to share with you my illustration or art book collection. I have them all down here under my bed, as you can see, and it's due for a dusting. So I figured while I dusted, I would just share with you all the art books I have and the pretty illustrations inside. It's a really chill video again. I'm just having a very busy month of April, so I hope you'll bear with me and enjoy this relaxing video. Be some music, be some commentary from me throughout. And with that, let's just dive right in, shall we? First up are the fan art books. The first one is based off of the novel series Foxhole Court, and one of my favorites, so I just couldn't resist getting the amazing illustrations bringing these characters to life. Here we have the illustrators' socials and information, so you can go check them out. And next up, we have this delightful fan book full of Gintama illustrations. It also came with this really beautiful poster. Next up, we have Digimon books, this official guidebook, which honestly, I'm not a huge fan of like the art in it, but it's Digimon and I think I got it really cheap, so yeah. And the other is a like first couple episodes of the anime in print form, essentially. Again, I got this really cheap and I'm just happy to have some Digimon miscellaneous extra stuff lying around. Here's some more not quite art books, little snippets of art paired with some more stuff. This one's an exploration of fashion that a friend bought for me a couple years back now, and I just didn't know where else to put it, so it ended up with my art books. is the Spy Family official character guidebook. I really like that they are printing some of these in English now, because they aren't as enjoyable as regular art books to have in Japanese, since I'd say 20% is art where 80% is written, and so you can't read it, at least I can't in Japanese. So it's really cool to have this in a form that I can actually read and enjoy. I hope they continue to print more of these here. And lastly, of these not really art books in my art books section, we have the Fullmetal Alchemist 20th anniversary book. So yeah, this is actually just kind of more side stories and manga. But again, I didn't really know where to put it because I have the Fullmetal Alchemist in a box set. So it really wouldn't be able to fit it inside of it. And yeah, but another really cool extra that was printed here so that I can read and enjoy. I do also have one art book of Fullmetal Alchemist, so I figured I would share that next. Back to a not quite art book Steam Revere in Amber. This is a lot of things, but it also really does feature a lot of beautiful art and was printed in English, so you can read the little mini mangas and little paragraphs of descriptions and extras with some of the art, but it is also a beautiful steampunk vibe art collection too, with extra tarot cards in the back, which is a fun little bonus. And lastly, in the what has a lot of beautiful art but is not technically art books, we have the short story collections that are fully illustrated with these gorgeous, stunning works of art. And I have all of them except for one in this like Maiden's Bookshelf collection of short stories. But yeah, I just really wanted to showcase them as well since they are down there and they are also beautiful. Here I had a furry little interruption come in, so say hello to Izzy. I so far only have the first of the Scribbles books by Kaori, who has written A Bride's Story and Emma. Her artwork is just stunning and fantastic. Even the sketches are breathtaking and full of detail. Next, I have some old school Clamp art books collected by Tokyo Pop, Northside, which is broken up by the different series and covers older works of Clamp from 1989 to 2002. I can never have enough Clamp art books. That's how I feel. And the other one is Southside, also collecting the older illustrations from 1989 to 2002 as well, broken up by their series. And I just cannot get enough of these illustration books from them. I seriously revisit and flip through them once like every couple of months at least. They're so pretty. then I have some of the Anthology illustration art books. So these are a collection of art from different artists. And yeah, some, specific ones I will love more than others, but I love seeing a wide variety of characters and art by different artists. So I think these are really, really fun. Share some manga art book collections. So these are art books completely centered around a specific manga series. I got this first one, PETA 10, really cheap off of Right Stuff. And though the art isn't like my favorite, there are specific illustrations that I do really enjoy. So I'm glad I have it in my collection. I also got this next art book, Kiss of fire from Right Stuff as well for really cheap. I'm like thinking like $5 max, and I just couldn't resist that. This one also comes with some like interesting extras, and I always like when art books put some little flair into their collection. These are like specifically letters that I think play into the manga. I've actually never read the manga of this one, but I'd like to one day. It looks spicy and hot. Following that one up with some shonen manga art book collections. Is the Junji Ito Twisted Visions art collection. So if you are at all squeamish, this could have some art that makes you uncomfortable if you want to skip on ahead. But I think it's really, really cool art. I'll follow the spooky up with the super cute and Shojo collections like Fruits Basket. As well as the beautiful Hana Kimi art book. I may have unhauled the manga, as of now anyway, but I definitely had to keep this art book. I love it. It's so pretty, especially those boys. Again, this one has some extras with this super cute sticker sheet. I probably can never use them, but I adore them. Still technically Shojo, but make it much darker. We have the Art of Angel Sanctuary. I absolutely adore Kaoriyuki's artwork, so obviously I had to have her art book collections. I wish I had more of them, to be honest with you. Then I have the artworks of ReZero second box set. So this is super cool. I got this off Ami Ami. And I just, yeah. It has a little light novel extra in it, which, I mean, obviously I can't read, so like, womp womp. But I really love the art and appreciate the box set, so I'm really happy to have it. Next up, hands down, one of the largest illustration books I have is the Haikyuu Complete Illustration Book, chock full of some of the most ridiculously beautiful illustrations. Next up is the Danganronpa art book. I guess I don't know, it's more like a character book or, but it does have art in it. And even though it's not really one of my favorites in my collection, I still think it's cool and one of the first art books I honestly bought myself. So obviously I do enjoy it and have kept it nonetheless. I got it after watching the anime. And after that, one of the art books I managed to find in Japan, my last time being there, was the Sir Vamp art book collection volume 2. So there is a volume 1. I hope to get it at some point, but I scooped this second one up when I saw it used in, I believe it was a Mandarake used shop. So yeah, I just really like the art. The boys are so cute. next is the art book of the manga Devils and Realist. I read Devils and Realist a couple years back now, and I just really loved the art. The story, meh, it was okay. But the art, that was banging. And so I looked on, I believe it was eBay, and found this art book for not too much money. So definitely had to scoop it up. Another art book I've had for a long time, though, is Angel Text. This is an art book based on Dazzle or Hatenko Yugi, the manga. I really, really loved. So this is, again, one of my first art books I ordered online. And yeah, I love the art in this one so much. I just wish we could have the rest of this series printed in English, but I know that's pretty much a pipe dream, so I'll just enjoy the pretty art. Following an oldie up with a newie, and that is the Free Yerin art book. Oh my gosh, this was a more recent purchase. I believe I purchased it January of this year, and it did not disappoint. I absolutely love the art. I only wish that we would get this in English because there are a lot of little manga panels spread throughout, and as such, I cannot read them. So I cannot enjoy those, but the art I can enjoy. And lastly, I have the Toilet Bound Hanako-kan art books. We'll start with the first one. Sadly, did rip the obi on this one. I don't know how, but yeah. However, it did not destroy the beautiful artwork inside, luckily, and this art is just a feast for the eyes. So detailed, so cute, so colorful and beautiful. And yeah, just can't get enough of this one either. Definitely one of my favorites. And luckily, after the first collection, we got a second collection. I've been like waiting for a third, but I haven't seen it yet. If you have, let me know, because I am so eager for more. So I have reached about the halfway point in my art book collection. As you could probably tell, I really stinking love art books. I enjoy collecting them. I enjoy just perusing them and savoring all the beauty with my eyes. And as I was going through them, I was like, damn, this is a lot of art books. I'm getting kind of tired. So yeah, I decided to break this up into a two-parter. So I stopped at this point, and I hope that you enjoyed this first peek into my art collection and that you will join me next Monday for part 2. I also have a lot of anime to watch for hopefully this Wednesday's Weeb Wednesday video that will be going up, all about the first episodes of the Spring 2025 anime, new seasons that I can tackle. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye!